Hey all, here are OS Reviews. Although TWS wireless Bluetooth buds are all the rage these days, there is still a market that exists for wired headphones. And so today we're taking a look at one of the new models that is still remaining in this category. And there's a few reasons why. One of them being it's going to be more cost effective. So this model here sells for under 24 bucks. Second reason, of course, we don't have to deal with any connectivity, so it doesn't drain any power. You can use it without charging it. There's no latency issues. And third of all, possible improvements in audio quality. Since we're still using an analog jack for plugging it in, it doesn't need to be converted into that digital process, and so arguably you get more resolution and detail. That's why you'll see still audiophiles preferring wired headphones even here in 2020. So anyways, this one here is by MEMT. It's called the T6, and what makes it a little bit interesting is also the design. It's constructed out of aluminum alloy, but has a shape kind of similar to Apple's AirPods. However, it has quite a few of these perforated holes on the back that they are saying are inspired by strawberries, which is kind of funny, but also interesting. And they claim it's going to be very comfortable and breathable. As far as HiFi grade buds are concerned, it is also a little unusual in terms of choosing a design and shape that is semi-open or half in ear instead of being fully pushed in with memory foam or a silicone tip. That's more typical for HiFi grade buds. The driver size is 14.2 millimeters, which is also a little bit larger than average for in-ear style buds. Typically they're around 6 to 7 millimeters. That can supposedly pack in a larger sound in terms of bass and the response. It also has a built-in volume remote, again inspired by the beauty of strawberries. So a little controversial, I think, in terms of the design here. Presentation is pretty elegant for the affordable price. We have a hard box inside, which is magnetic. So it kind of flips open there like a book, and we see kind of the strawberry buds. Underneath that, we also just have a quick kind of manual that tells you more about their products as well as their catalog. And finally, we have a soft carrying pouch that can protect the buds when you are on the go. And this one here has a very tight kind of seal that is held using magnets or a bit of metal actually. So it closes with a satisfying click when you release it, and prevents anything from falling loose, as you can see there. So it's a pretty neat little pouch accessory that they give you. Also inside of here, we have some additional spare tips. So even though this is using a semi-open half in-ear shape like the AirPods, you can still attach something like this to provide a tighter seal, which is thoughtful, and has a larger wing as well that prevents them from falling out. The T6 headphones are wrapped inside of this little piece of fabric that is also labeled by the company that prevents the cable from tangling. It's a very thoughtful kind of accessory. Definitely feels like it's being very well put together and more expensive than the price would imply, in fact. And the actual cable itself is made out of this braided kind of fabric texture, so it feels a bit more durable as well than just rubber, prevents it from frying or breaking as easily. And then on the other side, we have a L-shaped standard 3.5 millimeter plug that is also gold plated, as you can see there. And everything here in terms of the accents are made out of aluminum. We have the inline remote control, which is also branded by the company. The mic is on the back, and we have the keys, which feel pretty tactile and responsive. Very clicky for playing and pausing your music, as well as skipping tracks and changing the volume. Now, finally, the buds themselves, again, do have a metal aluminum alloy shell to them. So it actually feels pretty hefty. It's not just a pair of plastic, cheaply made kind of build. It does feel quite weighty. And then some delicate chamfered edges, which are reflective on all the edges here. So it does have good attention to detail. Feels like something that is worth more than just the $20 price would imply. Moving into audio quality and performance, overall it's a satisfying experience. It's very well balanced and gives you a fairly dynamic and immersive sound. As you listen to a track, there's plenty of nuances and details that you can hear. Everything kind of just envelops and surrounds you. With that being said, bass here is present, but it's not going to be the most bass heavy pair of in-ear style headphones that I've ever tried. Part of the reason is because of the design of this semi-open shape. So just like the AirPods, because the seal isn't going to be as tight as more of a traditional in-ear design, it's not going to give you as much of a vibration effect, but you can still hear the kick as it sets in. The benefit of something like this, if you wear wear it as is it's really comfortable. It's super easy to pop in and pop out. If you are a fan of the shape and feeling of the AirPods, you'll be right at home here. It's not really anything different. Very comfortable and breathable. The downside, again, is the noise isolation is not going to be as high. The silicone tips will improve the fit and also give you a slightly more bass because it gets a tighter seal. However, it's also going to be more snug and not as breathable and light as if you're wearing them directly. Trebles do sound quite good in terms of being clean and filled with details, but never too shrill or harsh. It still feels kind of round. You can definitely detect more kind of details here compared to a $20 pair of wireless TWS style buds that often kind of degrades and compresses the sound because of the Bluetooth wireless process. That's more or less it as far as our hands-on look at the MEMT T6. Again, showing that wired headphones are not completely dead yet. There is still kind of a market for it if your smartphone has one, or if you want to use an adapter or have a dedicated MP3 player, want something with slightly better quality. In this case, it's offering a very strong construction, the entire thing being built out of metal, and also having kind of an interesting strawberry-inspired shape to it. The half-open design means it's very comfortable and breathable, but you can also add that tip here if you want something a bit more snug-fitting, and that also adds in a bit more of bass. Overall, pretty impressive sound for the price, I'd say. You can check out more details if you're interested in the links down below, but for now that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.